Hi guys, how are you? I'm going to provide a very strong guide on how to prepare yourself for this upcoming Diversity Visa Lottery. This guide is going to break down almost so many questions most of you have been having. There are so many questions. I have compiled a list of so many questions. I have questions here. So many questions, which I'm going to break down to you and answer a lot of questions. Before I go to answer some of the comments, I will go through some of what the most questions I have been able to receive. And then from there, I'll answer some of your questions. The questions or issues will be divided into so many categories. There will be a category of eligibility, category of application process, requirements, winning or selection process, interviews, medical, starting the life in America, and so forth. So join me today in this live. Before I continue, I want you, where you are, to write down where are you watching this live from. Write to me, where are you now? Are you watching this one from Ghana, Kenya, Nairobi, the city of Nairobi, or in Kisumu, Meru, wherever, Mombasa? Where are you watching? If you're in Tanzania, where are you watching? If you are in another country, tell me which country are you watching from. So I see someone says is watching from Ghana, another one from Zambia. We have from Ghana. Almost everybody is from Ghana now. We have Malawi. I've been to Malawi. Hopefully this year I might be traveling to Ghana. We have someone in India. We have someone in Qatar. We have someone in Cameroon, someone in Uganda. So we have almost everyone around the world. And some people are watching this live stream from YouTube. Some are watching from, man, I see the support. Someone from Mali, someone from Nairobi, Kenya, someone from Ghana. Man, we have also someone from Tanzania. Okay, so thank you so much, each and everyone, for your continued support. So I want to ask one more question before I start to do a very long live. How many hours do you want to be live? Do you remember on the DV Lottery application, we did 8.5 hours non-stop the day of the results? And then we did it 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours. So should we do 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours? Let me know how many hours do you want today this live stream to be. How many hours? We have someone from Lesotho. Someone, man, we have people from everywhere. Okay, Lesotho. So far, someone is watching from the United States, James Abuga. So I mean, this is very early, because now where I'm making this video is very, very early. Okay. Okay, so let me go and start doing a lot of things. Before I go to people's question, I would like to go and do a lot of the videos. One person says, take as much long as you can get all the information. Okay, you wish for, I'm going to give you. Okay, so let's keep rolling. Okay, someone says we need 2 hours. So how many hours do you want me to do this live stream? Remember, I have a list of about 100 questions. Okay, sorry about that. It's just the list of almost 100 questions. Starting even, what is the Diversity Visa Lottery? How do you apply for the Diversity Visa? What are the eligibility? What is the Diversity? Man, so there are a lot of questions, but we are going to cover all these questions. Okay. Let's start this live stream. First and foremost, let us start with the official announcement, or the first question of the day. The first question is, when is the next diversity visa lottery application? When is the diversity visa lottery program is going to start this year? In the month of September, the US government is going to announce the dates, but usually it's supposed to be in the middle of the month. Up to this time, they're supposed to announce, but some of the times they have announced almost 1 week before October. But I've just made predictions each year, and this year is no other than any other year. I made my prediction that the diversity visa lottery, DV2025, will start on Wednesday, October 5th until November 7, which is on Tuesday. From Wednesday, October 4 to Tuesday, November 7. Those are the dates for the diversity visa lottery for this year. So you have to be ready for that. Meaning, if you apply after, don't wait on the last day, on the last minute, because the internet might be crashed. That is the date. Those are the dates. We wait, but most of the time I'm not wrong on the prediction on the dates. Let's go to the second question. Which website are you allowed to use to apply for the diversity visa lottery program? If you go to the Google search and type green card lottery, you will find so many links. Most of the links are not the official diversity visa lottery application website. There will be the website with the word .com, .net, .org, .whatever, but they don't have .gov at the end as the suffix of the domain. Any website under the United States government must end up with .gov, .gov, means the government of the United States of America. So the website is dvprogram.state.gov. DV stands for the diversity visa, so it's program, so it's DV program. State refers to the Department of State, which is in charge of operating the DV program. Then Gov, government of the United States of America. So the DV program is like that. If you apply in any other website, that will be not the correct website. If you go any day before the application of the green card lottery, you will not be able to apply. You have to go to this website on the dates which will be announced. For instance, if you go, let's say right now, to the website, there will be no application, because some people, they've been asking me, why, if I go right now to this website, I don't see anything? Why, if you go to the dvprogram.state.gov website right now, you cannot be able to see the application form? The DV lottery website, which is dvprogram.state.gov, if you open that website right now, there will be no application. The application, the form, you will be able to see it on the days when the dates are already there. So if you go before those one, you will not be able to see them. So you have to go, you have to wait until the DV lottery is opened. So that is what I want you to do. So, and you can apply on the dates I'm going to say. I've said the DV lottery will be on the dates which are going to be announced. And the dates, if I said, is between Wednesday, October 4, 2023 to Tuesday, November 7, 2023. So if you go before the dates, you will not be able to apply. You will be able to see, check the status, just check the results if you are like the winner. You have to wait until those dates. And don't just wake up early in the morning of Wednesday, October 4, and check the results. I mean, going to apply. It has to be at noon Eastern Standard Time, noon of New York, noon of Virginia, noon or 12 p.m. of Washington, D.C., East Coast time of the United States of America. In case you didn't know, the United States has different time zone, meaning there is Eastern Standard Time, Central Time, Mountainous Time, Pacific Time. For instance, if it is noon in New York, where I am right now, I'm in Central Time in Missouri, I'll be 11 a.m. Someone in Montana, they are using Mountainous Time, will be 10 a.m. Someone in California will be 9 a.m. That means from California, Pacific Time to Eastern Time, there are 3 hours difference. From Mountainous to East Coast Time, Eastern Time, 2 hours difference. Central and East Coast, 1 hour difference. So don't wake up early in the morning and go and check the results. I mean, to go and try to fill the application form. So you have to wait, or you can simply do it this way. Go to the Google search and type, when it is noon, or when it is 12 p.m. in New York, what time will it be in put your country? Ghana, Kenya, Tanzania, Sudan, Lesotho, Cameroon, Oman, whatever, Liberia, whatever country you are, right that way, you'll be able to see. But remember, all of your countries, if you are in Asia, whether you are in Africa, it will be in the evening. So don't wake up in the morning and try to fill the application form. And when you go to fill the application form, instead of just be able to see, check the status and everything, you will see something which is green, which will say begin entry. That will be something you'll be able to see. Begin entry, it will be for you to be able to see the application, and you'll be able to see that is where you are going to fill the form. It will be instructions, then photo requirements, then there will be a green which says begin entry. Begin entry means start the application. So that is when the application form is available at that time. So if you go to the website, which is DV program, at the moment you don't be able to see. If you go after 12 p.m. of the last day of applying, the form will disappear. So those are the things you need to make sure that you understand, so that you are good to know and good to go when the application is going to start. The same website you are using to apply, the same website you use to check the results. dvprogram.state.gov. Don't use any other website. You receive the email from other people, other companies like usafi.com, whatever. You are winner or going to apply. It's the time to apply. No, you don't apply through that way. Yes, you can use someone to help you manually, like you know the person, but not go online on those other websites and they say pay $100 to apply for the DV lottery. No, don't do that. Let's go to another question. Another question will be more about the photo. The photo is very, very important. the DV Lottery application photo. I want to make sure that you know everything about this one. So, number one thing which makes many people be denied this application is the photo. So, we need to know, how do you go about it? How do you make sure that your photo is going to be correctly? How should we do that? How are you going to take the photo if you are far from the studio? How do you take the photo to make sure that this photo is going to meet the requirements? That is crucial in this application. I'm going to share with you tricks you can use to take a photo. And then, at the same time, I'm going to give the ways you can make sure that when you go even to ask someone to edit the photo already will be easier for the person to edit, but not to make a lot of mistakes or a lot of editing, even the photo not to appear as the correct photo of you. So, let me start with this question. What device are you allowed to use to take a diversity visa lottery photo? What device? Is it a requirement you must use a camera? Is it a requirement? Is it a requirement you must use a phone? Is it a requirement to use a tablet? What device is it allowed? If you go to the DV Lottery instructions, obviously, you'll be advised to use, obviously, a camera, because these instructions were made many years ago. They're just changing one line, maybe whatever. Obviously, the point is not about what device you can use. The point is the quality of the device. For instance, this camera I just bought not long ago, just like last week. This camera is about $600. But this iPhone is 1,400, something like that, because it was iPhone 13 Pro Max, 1,000 GB, 1 terabyte. So this one might be able to take a better photo than this camera, unless otherwise you have to buy a very good lens to take a photo better than this camera of this phone. This phone will take better pictures than this Techno, whatever phone, whatever it is, I don't know. So you see, there'll be that way. So the point is not what device. The point will be the quality of the camera you are having. It's not about being a camera like this way, or it's just like the camera from the tablet. If you use, let's say, the newest iPad, it will give the best photo ever. But the majority of you obviously have accessibility to cell phone. So these are the things you need to pay attention if you want to use a cell phone to take your photo. Number one, don't take the photo as a selfie. Don't do that. Because if you do this way, it will squeeze your face to be in this way. It will be this way. The photo must be taken this way, on a horizontal, not on a vertical portrait. No. That's number one. Number one, don't take a selfie. Number two, it has to be on horizontal. Number three, you have to use the back camera, not the front camera. The front camera, yes, it takes pictures, but even no matter what, it is not a strong lens or strong camera compared to the back camera. That is another part. Another thing, when you are taking the photo, the person, don't take it by yourself. Ask a person to take a photo of you. Don't be too close to the person. Leave at least 2 meters. Leave a distance. So when you take a photo, it is appropriate. It is in a proportional. That is not too space above, not too whatever, but it gives you some sort of a place where you can be able to take that kind of photo. So that is another tip to do. But if you are going to take a photo again, make sure you use a background which is white. Yes, it might not be a pure white background, but find a way to have a photo which will be able just to have a plain background, so that when you go to edit, you don't need to do so much Photoshop. So there are various examples of photos. Leave a space. Look someone in the eyes. Don't look on the side. Don't start like looking on the side that one ear will be able to see, another one will not be able to see. No. Make sure when you take the photo, don't wear glasses of any kind. Don't wear glasses. No, not allowed. Make sure you don't wear hat, don't wear uniform. When I'm talking about uniform, I'm talking about you are a doctor, you want to wear the coat as a doctor. Maybe let's say you are someone as a police officer, or you are in the military in your country, you want to wear the military uniform. No. Don't do that. Let's say if you're a Catholic priest or Catholic sister, yes, you wear those as part of religious reason, you are allowed. Just like hijab, you are allowed, but don't wear the hijab, the one you cover everything, just the eyes, like burqa, whatever is. No, you wear the hijab which allows you to show your face, and you wear hijab if it's your daily religious belief. You wear hijab every day. Not you wear hijab today, tomorrow you are going to the beach with a bikini. Next day you are going to play. No, if you are wearing hijab, is every throughout hijab. Don't wear like in a regular basis, like on a daily basis. Just take a normal photo to be in a safe side. Another thing is this way. When you go to take the photo, make sure that, because some people, they have wigs, like especially ladies, and the wigs can be like completely covering everything. Like make sure the eyes, the ears are there. If you wear the earrings, don't be too much like, no. If you put a makeup, don't put too much makeup. So those are some of the tips you can be able to use taking those kind of taking out of those photos. So once you take those photos, you'll be able to edit them. So how do you edit them, these photos? Obviously, there will be a before, and then there will be after. Before and after. Meaning, the before photo is a raw photo you have taken. The photo you are taking doesn't have the official, doesn't have official requirements or measurements for the application. The photo, obviously, you will be taking will be maybe, depending if you're using a camera, can be more than 240 kilobytes. Or it can have whatever measurements is not 600 by 600. So the before photo is a raw. The after photo is the one you are going to make sure that is going to be in the measurements, to make sure that the background is pure plain, is pure white, with this almost like a 2x2, whatever, like a square, something like that. It has to be 600 times 600 resolution, whatever pixels. And then the weight of the photo should not exceed 240 kilobytes. The good thing, if it is going to exceed, it will tell you it is above. But if you leave the background is yellow, blue, red, it will go the photo, but it will be denied. The photo, it has to be with white background. So that is something you make sure that you understand what I mean in that way. Before and after. So there are some people wanted to know. We used to have the website which helps you to edit photos, but nowadays it's very, very difficult. So I have a service to help people to edit their photos. So if you go to the website, my website, which is ebmscholars.com, if you go to my website, ebmscholars.com, then you'll be able to see DV photo editing. If you go to the DV photo editing, you'll be able to see that you can be able to send me your raw photo and they can edit for you for a very small amount of fee. Just for $3, I'll be able to edit the photo, make sure that it meets all the requirements for the photo. So make sure that you take a lot of photos, like 3, 4, 5 photos, you send to me. I'll choose the photo which meets the requirements, and then you'll pay online. There'll be over there the way to pay. You pay online, you send the photo, I will edit it for you, and I will send it back to you so that you can use the photo which meets the requirements for you to be able to be among the winners. So go to the EBM Scholars and you'll be able to find the photo editing service over there. So you send the photo, like if you take multiple photos, like 3 photos, you send those 3 photos to this email, ebm@ebmscholars.com. And there's some people that have already started doing that. Email is ebm@ebmscholars.com. You send the receipt of payment. So if you are taking 1 photo, you click here. 2 photos, $6. And 3 photos, 4 photos, whatever. Yeah, so it's to make sure that way we can do that. But my opinion would be, it will be easier and cheaper, even, because if you do online, it is $7 most of the companies, but you do $3 to edit the photo. But you can come to the EBM Scholars here. You can see the DV Lottery application. What you can do, you can send the photo, and I will send you the information. And then I can do the full application for you now. So you can take the photos, send to me the photo along with the information. I will send you the information in Microsoft Word. You send me the information. I will edit photo to meet the requirements, and they'll go to do the application for you. So that will be another way you can be able to do that way. So just go to my website, ebm@ebmscholars.com. You'll be able to see that service too. So those about the photo. Make sure the photo is #1 important thing. If you go to look the reasons as to why many people don't win the diversity visa lottery, there are so many reasons. The #1 reason, obviously, is the number of applications is higher than the number of winners who are supposed to be the winners. For instance, the previous diversity visa lottery application, the number of applicants was 22 million. This we call the number of qualified applications, 22 million. The number of winners of the DV 2024, the results which came out on May 2023, the winners were 143,000 winners. What does that mean? It means in every 155 applications, 1 person was the winner. That is the range. That is the probability. That is the ratio. How many winners in how many applications? 1 winner in every 155 applications. But if you take away, if you remove the reason of being like so many applications and they want fewer winners, it means if you go to other factors, then the #1 factor, #2, the biggest factor, apart from the number of applications, is the photo. So your photo must be taken seriously. Because if you don't do that seriousness, you are going to be denied to be the winner just because of the photo. And the photo, some people, they concern more about the photo of themselves as the main applicant, but the photo of the derivatives, the photo of the dependents don't meet the requirements. They will eliminate you. So if you are the main applicant, make sure your photo to meet the requirements. Also, the photo of your child must meet the requirement. The photo of your spouse must meet the requirements. Make sure that the photo must meet the requirement of yourself and the derivative. If your photo is good, the photo of your spouse is not good, you are going to lose. So don't go to the studio, take the photo of yourself and ask a teacher in the school boarding, the teacher to take the photo of your son or your daughter with a broken lens of the techno. The photo doesn't meet the requirement. The teacher is taking the photo of your child, doesn't know where to position the child. The sun is behind, so it is dark in your face. There is a shadow. You are going to be denied. Make sure that you are well prepared for the photo of yourself and the photo of your dependents when you go to apply for the diversity visa lottery. Take it serious. It is better not to win just because there are so many applicants than not to win because of the photo. Last year, I went to Tanzania and I was doing applications for some people. So I took the photos using camera and applied for them. So many people have been able to win. So this year we are doing in Tanzania and in Kenya. But send us the photo also online. We'll be able to see, to review, and help you to apply if you want that way. Because some people, they want to use the photo they used last year. Because you went to the studio last year, you have a very nice photo. You want to use the same photo used for the DV lottery application. Don't do that. Not allowed. So the photo is very, very important. Are you allowed to use the photo which you used in the previous diversity visa lottery application? Are you allowed? We have been talking about the photo to meet certain requirements. But if you go to the diversity visa lottery instructions, it is clearly stating that this is from the official Department of State, from the instructions for the diversity visa lottery, that use of a photo taken within the last 6 months. Don't use the photo which has been taken longer than that. It has to be within 6 months. That's number one. Obviously, they are not going to know if you are taking the old photo, but don't do that. Do not reuse photos from the previous entries, or you'll be disqualified. Don't use the photo you use from the last year's DV lottery application. That is part of the DV lottery instructions. If you do that, you are going to put yourself into the harm's way. I don't mean that it's a guarantee you are going to be denied. I've seen some people who have been denied, but I've seen some people who are attempting to apply with the previous DV lottery photo and they won. But that doesn't mean that right now you have to take that chance. Don't take that chance for the going to do something which you know for sure you are going to be denied. Instructions are very, very important to follow. Make sure that you use the photo which are meeting the requirements. And some of those requirements, if you go to the instructions, they're like this way. It has to be in a digital form, not PDF. It has to be in color. You have to be in focus. You have to look like you be in focus, not out of focus. Those kind of things. Don't wear uniform taken within the last 6 months. Plain white background. You have to face the camera. Neutral expression. Not like, hey, cheese. No, this is not a cheese moment. Taken in clothing that you normally wear on daily basis. Meaning, don't start like, oh, I have to wear tie, suit. Like, I mean, if you wear on daily basis, it's okay, but it's not. They're not going to do that way, wherever. Don't wear the uniform unless otherwise is part of something you wear on daily basis as a religious reason, not as just for work purposes. Don't wear a hat. Don't whatever, those kind of things. So those are the things they are going to make sure that it has to be in JPG or JPEG format. It should not be more than 240 kilobytes, not exceeding that. It has to be a square ratio. Dimension, pixels, it has to be 600 and 600 pixels. Those are the most important things you need to make sure that you understand. Do not submit a photograph older than 6 months, or do not submit a photograph that does not meet all the requirements which I've described below. Submitting the same photograph that you submitted with a prior year's entry, don't do that, because that photograph, or even a photograph which has been manipulated, too much digital editing, too much, you will be likely ineligible, not eligible to win the DV lottery. You will be eliminated in that way. So the photograph is everything, people. So don't assume, oh, because last year I went to the studio and I paid maybe $3 and I got this nice photo, I'm going to reuse that photo. Yes, you can win. I used my nephew 1 year, and the following year I used the same one because I didn't have any photo, whatever, but the person won. But don't take a chance. Don't go to take unnecessary chances, which you are likely to be eliminated in that way. How many times are you allowed to apply for the diversity visa lottery? How many entries are you allowed to submit? Each person will be allowed to do 1 application. I'm talking as a main applicant. Ernest Boniface Makulilo, I'm the main applicant, I apply. But if I go and do application, and then after doing the application, I come to find out, instead of maybe writing the correct date of birth, I put a wrong date of birth. Instead of a month, I put date, and the day I put a month. Maybe I made, or the year I mix up the year. Or I come to find out, when I was doing the application, I put the incorrect place of birth. Or I put incorrect spelling. Or rearranging of the names from the last name I put the first, the middle, whatever, I put that one. No matter what mistake you have done in the DV lottery, don't try to go again in the DV lottery application form to do another application. That will be considered as a duplicate application. How do they know that is a duplicate application? Very simple. They have a face recognition software, which will be able to use to determine you as a main applicant, not as a dependent. No, you as a main applicant. So don't, no matter what mistake you have done, once you submit the application, it will give you something that says your application has been successfully submitted. It will say success. You'll be given the entrance name, last name, first name, whatever. It will give you the confirmation number, your year of birth, and the digital signature. So that confirmation number, you have to print it out, or you have to take a picture of it and save that confirmation number. And even if by mistake you didn't save it, it went away, wherever you click by another button, it went away, don't go and start to try to find a way. Say, okay, let me do another application so that I can get the confirmation number. If you lose the confirmation number, whatever it happens, wait until the results, you'll find a way to retrieve your confirmation number. But remember, each person is one application. Don't make a chance of losing the green card just for the mistakes which are avoidable. There are so many things, once those mistakes you do, you will come to make them, you will come to correct some of the mistakes after winning the DV lottery. So each person is one application, but a husband will be allowed to apply and to put the wife will be allowed to apply as many applicants to add you, husband, as dependent. That is not a duplicate application. The main applicant is applying once. That is how it's going through that way. So no matter what, don't apply more than once. So those are some of the things to pay attention to. Okay. There are questions, other questions about so many other things. I'm not going to start responding to some of your comments yet because I have so much questions. I want to cover these questions first, and then I'll go to your questions and I'll be able to answer them. Okay, let's go to another important question. There is a big difference between application for the diversity visa lottery, selection of diversity visa winners, and getting the visa as diversity visa lottery winner. When it comes to the requirements to apply, usually when you go to the instructions for the diversity visa lottery, they say, okay, in order to apply for the diversity visa lottery, you need to have education of at least a high school education or 2 years of work experience. But if you go in the diversity visa lottery application form, if you go to check the diversity visa application form, there is no any place you'll be able to see a place to write the work experience. There will be a place on the diversity visa lottery form where you will see the level of education. They will be asking you to select primary school, high school no degree, high school degree, vocational, some university courses, university degree, some graduate courses, masters, some doctoral courses, doctorate degree. They'll give you those kind of options. But there will be no place to put work experience. Don't panic. Why? When you fill this one, even if you ended in primary school, has nothing to do with the selection. Because Zinedine Zidane, who was Real Madrid player back Juventus time, then he became the coach for Real Madrid, he ended up in primary school, secondary grade. Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi, they don't have even high school education. No, they don't. But if they win the DV lottery, I mean, they don't need to apply. If they win, they can qualify because they are professional players at that caliber. So, selection of the DV lottery doesn't care about your education, whether you have doctorate, whether you have bachelor degree, whether you have vocational, whether you have masters, whether you have whatever. They don't care in selecting you. They don't care whether you have 50 years of work experience. They don't care whether you have 2 years of work experience. They don't. So, In that case, when you apply, selection doesn't mean anything. But once you win, now your education and your work experience matters a lot. In order to be given the visas, they have to confirm that you have at least a minimum of high school education, or if you don't have a minimum of high school education, you need to have a qualifying work experience of 2 years and above in the last 5 years. So there is a way on how you put your work experience correctly, how you write your description of what you are doing, how you write the title of your job, things of that nature. So don't fear to apply just because you haven't graduated high school. And when you say high school, you mean that is the minimum qualification in terms of education. But if you have bachelor degree, there is no problem. Even if you don't have any 1 day of work experience, you have high school or bachelor degree or master's, whatever. Or if you are currently a university student, you selected some university courses and you don't need to have a proof of work experience. So this is what I was trying to answer to you. Like, does the US government prefer people with degrees to win the DV lottery? No. Does the US government prefer people with a very high work experience so that they can win the DV lottery? No. Because once they're going for the winning, they don't consider all those kind of things. There is no such consideration to make that who should become the winner. But when they want to give you the visa, yes, who to be given the visa is someone with at least 2 years of work experience if that person doesn't have a high school education. That is very, very important. Okay. What is the age requirement for you to apply for the diversity visa lottery? What is the age requirement? Is there any age advantage that if you are 45, you are going to win? If you are 37, you are not going to win. If you are 20, you are going to win. Is there any age advantage that they prefer people of certain age? Or if you are 60, you are not allowed to apply. Is there any limitation of any kind? The answer is yes and no. There is no minimum or maximum age requirement for you to be able to apply. But based on the fact that they prefer, or if you win, you need to prove that if you need to prove that you have at least a high school education, or you need to have 2 years of qualifying work experience, by default, it will make you to become at least 17 to have a minimum age to apply for the DV lottery. Why is that? Because in order for you to graduate high school, almost all over the world, high school is 12 years. From primary or elementary school to high school is 12 years of instruction, 12 years to be in the class. If that is the case, it's 12 years. It means, let's assume that person started first grade at the age of 5. So 5 plus 12 is 17. So someone who is 17 likely will be able to graduate high school. So will be able to get the visa in that case. So if you have a child who is 17 years old, who is 18 years old, despite of adding that child in your application, make sure that child has an opportunity to apply on his own, on her own. That will make the person, when the results are out, will be 18. Until to come to America, will be 18. Remember, you can even fill the form for someone who's 10 years old, but if the person wins, will not be able to come because they are not going to bring the mother or the father along to US. No, they're not going to do that. The winner If a child is winning, will come alone. So is a minor will not be able to go to school, not be able to buy a phone, will not be able to do this because they need an adult. So, and you will not have to prove that if he's 10 years old, has a high school education, which most likely, unless otherwise he's a genius. Those are the things you have to pay attention to. So that is something you need to make sure that you understand. Encourage your children. Put them, we'll talk about children, but if you add your child, but the child is 17 years old, just also allow the child to apply as a main applicant. That is very, very important. The question is there any minimum age to apply for the diversity visa lottery? The official answer from the instruction is there is no minimum age to apply, but the requirement of high school education or work experience for each principal applicant at the time of application will effectively disqualify most persons who are under the age of 18. That is how it's going to affect. But the US government is not going to say that, oh, if you are 19, you are going to win. If you are 50, you are going to win is a guarantee. No. There is one Tanzanian won at the age of 17. When the results are out on 18, already finished high school, came to America. I know that. Someone 19, I've seen that one. So those are the things you need to pay attention. So even if you are 40, 50, 60, you want to apply, just apply. It's very, very important. Okay. Let's go for another question. What are the advantages of the diversity visa program? Why am I talking all the time to apply for the diversity visa lottery? What are the advantages? What are the benefits for you to become a permanent resident? Let me start with the diversity visa program. It's free to apply online. Obviously, if you win, there are certain costs you have to associate. It is an opportunity where you don't need to have a family member, a brother, sister, father, mother, who is a US citizen to sponsor you, or a green card holder to sponsor you. This doesn't need that type of sponsorship. So you can apply and possibly be the winner wherever you are. You never know, as long as you're coming from a country which is eligible. So some people already have a very good life on their own, but still I advise you to apply. It doesn't mean that to apply for the diversity visa lottery, you don't love your country. You are not patriotic enough. Maybe people who want to apply for the diversity visa lottery, they don't have good life. No. You might apply this one just for the benefits of your children. The children to get opportunity to study in America. Opportunity for children because you might have a good life, but your children, you are preparing them for opportunity in the future. So these are some of the benefits for you if you win, or if rather to become a green card holder, to become a permanent resident of the United States of America. Number one is you don't need to apply for any visa again to come to America. You'll be traveling to America and go back to your country if you want without any problem. You don't need to go to the US Embassy again to ask for the visa. Number two, you don't need any work authorization to work in the United States because you are a green card holder. Once you win, you come here, or once you have a green card, you are given social security number. There are 3 types of social security number. There is one social security number which says it will have above your name, it will say social security number, whatever, is not applicable for work authorization. There is another kind, is say work authorization under DHS. That means you'll be allowed to work under Department of Homeland Security authorization. For instance, if you're a student, whatever, there are those kind of things. And then there are social security numbers, which will say will have no those words. Like if you are a green card holder or a US citizen, will not have those words. That means you are not limited to a particular job, to a particular company, particular whatever. You are not having those restrictions. So you'll be allowed to work without any problem. Any employer will be able to hire you. Obviously, there will be a challenge to getting federal jobs because most of those, they prefer someone who is a US citizen. Another advantage, you are allowed to operate a business here. You can come and take a business here, take it to another country where you are. So you can use this opportunity to come and go anytime to take a business. Or you can start the business operating here. You can do your investment here. You can start the Airbnb, whatever rental, whatever things you can sell on Amazon, whatever. You can operate easily that way. And another advantage is not a must to live in America. You can do this way. There are some people, they already have good jobs in the government or private sector, whatever. So someone, as long if you are a green card holder, you are not allowed to live outside the United States for 6 months and above consecutively, unless others you get permission. So if you decide to live outside the United States consecutively, you have to get permission. So it can be, let's say you're going to your country, stay for 5 months, you get into the plane, you come here for vacation, stay for 1 week, and then you go back. If you want to do that, you can do that. But another way, you can fill what we call the advance parole form. You can fill the form, which is kind of like permission. I have another job. You can go then stay for 2 years, then come back here, stay for 1 month, then you go. There is a way to fill that form and you live overseas if you want. So that is another way to do. But guess this way, when you say you are allowed to work, guess what? There are so many advantages of COVID. One of the advantages of COVID is nowadays there are so many companies, they want people to work from home. Because it's so expensive to rent these houses, I mean, the office facilities, running the business, whatever. So there are so many jobs you can work from home 100%. So because you have green card, you don't need to work in your own country like with any other company to get $500 per month or $700 per month or $1,000. You can apply, work in a company in America because you are green card holder, you submit everything. They give you the job. They don't care where you live. You can go and live in Ghana, go live in Nairobi, go to live in Tanzania, go and live in Sierra Leone, go and live in Qatar, whatever, the Philippines, in whatever. You can live any country. And as long as you work into the same work hours, you'll be okay. I remember one time, was 2021, during the COVID, whatever. I traveled to Tanzania, but I didn't want to take a work leave. So while I was in Tanzania, what I did was I was working the same work hours of here. So here the work was from 8:30 to 4:30, whatever. So what I was doing, because you have 8 hours difference, I was working from 4 p.m., which is 8 here, from 4 to midnight, 12 a.m., up to midnight. So that means all those time, then I sleep in the midnight. So you can be able to do that, to work from this time to this time in the morning. You sleep very well in the morning, up to morning. And then in the morning, you have normal life. In the afternoon at 4, you are starting work. So you can have that kind of life, which will be okay. So you can think about that. You can be able to make more money still living overseas, but work in American company without any stress. So there are so many advantages. So for me, I would advise you to apply for the diversity visa lottery, even if you already have an established good life. Because if your kids win the green card lottery, you win and you come with your children, let's say they're in high school, they go to college, even if they pay, they'll pay like any other person, like who is a citizen or green card holder, live in that particular. They're not going to live to pay as an international student. They can get a student loan, which I don't like it. They can get grants, state grants, federal grants. The grant you don't need to pay back. So there are all those kind of things people will be able to do. So I advise you, make sure you apply. There are good things becoming permanent resident. It is not becoming a citizen. Don't confuse green card versus citizenship. Green card is, you are not a citizen. So you are not, there are countries, they have one citizenship. You are not allowed to have dual citizenship. So some people, they feel, oh, if I apply green card lottery, I become green card holder, maybe I'll become a citizen of America. No, you are not. Until after 5 years, if you want to become a citizen, you can become a citizen. But at the moment, you are not a citizen. Okay. There is a question from someone in Kenya. Kate Ron says, great presentation, EBM. I need your assistance to apply for the diversity visa lottery. I'm from Kenya. Kindly guide me. There are two types of guidance, or three types of guidance. Number one, there is a free guidance where I made a video about how to fill the form, everything. You can look everything and you can be able to do yourself, which is okay. You can do that. Another guidance can be that you want just for me to help you with the photo editing only. So if you want the only photo editing, no problem. You go to my website. On my website, and then you click photo editing. You'll be able to see the photo editing page. There is a service. You can send me the photo. I can edit the photo, make sure that the photo meets all the requirements. That is another way I can help you. Another way will be, if you are far away, whatever, you choose, you want EBM for me to edit the photo and fill the form for you and send back the confirmation number. I do that for $10. So that is another service you can be able to do. You send the photo and the information, I will edit, and you pay $10 per main applicant. So if you are husband, you have 3 kids and a wife, that is $10 for you as a main applicant. If your wife wants to apply, we'll pay $10. I will add the wife, add you and all the kids. I'll edit you the photos in that way without a problem. So that is another way if you want that kind of help. Another help of guidance will be, I'll be in Tanzania. I have the office in Tanzania. I have already registered my company in Kenya. I will be in Nairobi as the office for the entire time for the DV lottery application. I haven't announced where in Nairobi will be, but it will be more like downtown. But I'll be traveling to some of the cities in Kenya. Probably will be Mombasa, will be Kisii, probably will be Meru, probably will be Nakuru, Meru, possible. I don't know yet. Some of the places. In Tanzania, we'll be having Dar es Salaam. We'll be having the office in Zanzibar. But there are some places you will be able to do in Arusha and some other places we do not know yet. But this October also, I'm planning to travel to, possible, if they'll be okay, I will travel to Ghana. In Ghana, I will not talk about green card only, but I plan to talk about green card and other opportunities. So people in Ghana, I'm still working on the logistics, but it's so expensive to travel to Ghana because I'll be in Tanzania and Kenya at that time. Flying from Tanzania and Kenya to Ghana is almost the same flight ticket will be like from US to Ghana, so which is so crazy. I don't know why traveling within Africa is that expensive too. So I might go to Ghana to have an event I'll do at the university, possible. I'm thinking about possible to go to Burundi and possible to go to DRC, Congo, because those are the countries. Also, they watch a lot of my videos. So people, if you are Eldoret, someone is asking, can you come to Eldoret, Kitale? I might come, because if I'm coming to Kisumu, I might drive to Eldoret. I've been to Eldoret 3 times already, but I've never been to Kitale. I know it's not far from over there. I've never been to Nakuru in that particular way. So those are the ways I'll be able to do. So when I come to those countries, yes, I'll come with my computer. I can help like for free, like if I'm in that country, because if some of the countries I don't have the work, I'm not allowed to take the money from another country. So if I'm in that particular country and you ask me, can you help to edit this photo? Yes, I will quickly edit you a photo, things of that nature. I'll be able to do that, those kind of things. So, but I haven't finalized some of the processes, like which, because I have to work with my team, like when should I be in Nairobi? When should I be in Nakuru? Where should I be in Accra, Ghana? Where should I be in Bujumbura, Burundi? When should I be in Congo? So those are the things I have to work on it. And all those things have to happen in the month of October. I wanted to take this opportunity during the time for the DV lottery to come there to help people in person. Like, okay, let me help to fill the form quickly. Help me with something. I can help you with that. Talk to you about green card lottery. Talk to you about other opportunities. Answer so many questions in person in those countries where I'll be able to do that. So if you are in a place where I'm not able to travel, yes, I still be able to help you on the guide. Just go to the EBM Scholars website, which is www.ebmscholars.com. If you go to that website, you'll be able to see the section about DV lottery application. There is DV photo editing, those kind of things. Yeah, I'm still working with the automatic photo website, which will be able to edit your photo. It hasn't been completed yet, but now you can send the photo and the manual. You can be able to edit for you to meet the requirements in that particular way. So those are some of the guidance we'll be able to provide during the green card lottery application. Okay. That is a very good question. Okay, one sec. Okay. Apart from diversity visa lottery, is there any other route to enter the United States of America? This is a question from Ali Mukhtar. EBM, apart from the DV, which another route to enter in the United States of America? There are so many other ways. But remember, each way has its own pathway. Each way has its own requirements. Each way has its own documents needed for you to be able to apply and qualify. And this is what I'm telling people. Sometimes you might want this particular immigration route. If you want to use this route, it will take you to prepare certain documentations. You must meet certain requirements. It can take you 1-2 years to prepare certain things in that particular way. So I can mention some of these one, and then I can quickly highlight how to go about them. For instance, someone can be able to come through education. Education, there are two ways. You can come as self-financing student. That means you pay your own tuition, fees, and living expenses, which is expensive. And then, if you have very good results, and this I usually tell people, if your dream is to come to America, and one of the ways is education, study hard, get very good GPA, get very good results, then you can apply for scholarships. Don't come here, I have 2C and 1D, EBM, I want a scholarship. They're not to give you a scholarship because you are black or you're from Africa. So there are scholarships for people with very good results, and you can come a self-financing student. So let's say if you are finished high school, you have results, but are not very, very good, you can apply for community college. Go to my website. If you go to my website, if you scroll down, you will see community college course. This is my video. I gave explanation. It's a free. You don't need to pay anything to go and learn about community college. If you click over here, continue study, the website will open about community college. Is a course explaining that way. What you need to do is to click expand and click on this affordable, and you'll be able to understand what is community college, how much to go about it. So go to the website ebmscholars.com and click on the courses, and you'll be able to get the free course on community college, and you'll be able to understand more about community college. But if you are looking for scholarships, go to my website and click full scholarship. I have a service about how I can help you to apply for full funded scholarships, or how I can help you to apply for community college. I can be able to help you to apply for community college. So go and do those kind of things. That is one of the way you'll be able to do that one. But you can also go and learn more about that course, and you can do by yourself. You don't need to use EBM or any other person. You can do by yourself and be able to do that way. Another thing, another way, people can do a visit visa. So a visit can be, you have a friend, you have a family relative, they can send you the invitation letter and apply for the visiting visa. But when you go to apply for the visiting visa, it's not more about the invitation letter, because people, so and so, give me the invitation letter. It's just like that letter has 1 or 0% chance of helping you. What helps you, it's you who is asking to the US Embassy to give you the visa, to prove that I'm going to America, I will come back to my home country. So those are the things which are very, very important for you to do that way. So when you go to apply for any program, make sure that you are that way. Yeah. Yeah. There are some people who applied for a program. I know there is a comment from some people. For someone who I applied for a program and didn't get the program, yes, I do a refund. Josephine Omari, for instance, made a comment that they applied for. People who are applied for summer program, I said, if you don't get a program, you get a refund. I've paid a refund to some of the people who didn't get the program. Some of the people, they changed the program. Some, I have to pay the refund. The refund, I'll pay them in October. I've told most of them that I'll pay in the middle of October, because I had to get some more money from the business to pay back from the business in that particular way. I say, kama sio hivyo tunaanza kuposti, you can go and post, but that's what I said in the refund. I'll pay the refund. If you want to post, you can post. There is no problem. You can do that. Go ahead. Post anywhere. But I have the right also to, if the post is about defamation, I'll file for me. Also, I'll go to the court for defamation. But if for the refund, you can allow it to be even to go to court, like, because you pay someone for the service, you can get a refund. There is a process to get a refund. You can go to the court, you can get a refund. But if you post me in the defamation manner, I'm going to the court for destroying my name. That's it. I want to let you know that way. Just making sure that that is what I'm trying to explain that way. Yeah. Okay. Another question is, let's continue with the other ways. The other ways can be going for the conference, but you must make sure that the conference is appropriate to what you are planning to apply. You cannot be a medical doctor and going for conference about cooking. So it has to be LGBT compatible to what it will be doing that way. Jospin, I said you will get the refund. That's why I announce in any program I do, if I don't give the program, you get a refund. So don't worry, you'll get your refund. Jospin Omari, no one forced you to give him money. Stop your nonsense. Yeah. Okay, so those are some of the ways you can come for the conference. You can come for these kind of things. Those kind of ways you can be able to use study, conference, visiting. You can find a job. Those kind of things. So there are different ways you can be able to use and be able to come in one or another that way. And there is another question about why do they call this DV2025? The question is why they say DV2025. Tell me, please. Why is it DV2025? Why we are not in the year 2025? Number one is this way. When they say DV standing for the diversity visa, the year follows that is the fiscal year. So we call DV 2025 because are the winners who will come in the US in the fiscal year 2025. In the United States, the fiscal year starts on October 1st and ends on September 30th. So the DV 2025, it means you are starting to apply in the month of October. Remember, in the month of October is already the new fiscal year. So even though this year we are already in the year 2023, October, but in the government eyes, it's already October 1st, it's already 2024. It's already 2024. So technically you're applying in the year 2024 in the fiscal year. You are applying in the October 1st, October, let's say, October 1st is already new fiscal year. You apply until end of November or mid of November or early November, November 7, whatever. Then the results come out in 2024. But the first interview to come to America starts on October 1st and above. So October 1st, 2024 will be technically the year 2025 already, until the interview will be ending in September 30th, 2025. So you call 2025, DV 2025, because you are processing in the fiscal year 2025. That is the reason. Even though you are applying 2023, but it's called DV 2025. For people who applied last year and won, they applied for DV 2024. The results came out on May 2023 for processing from October 1st, which is 2024, going forward to 2024, September 30th. That will be the end of the DV lottery. There is a very good question from Delawala, Fakhrin Delawala. I have applied it to almost 12,000 vacancies in the United States as a PhD holder with no luck. It seems immigrating through work is extremely hard. Is DV the only way you have a slight chance? No. This is the issue. First of all, I like your commitment to apply those many jobs. So what is the most important part when it comes to the issue about applying for jobs? The problem is, I don't think you have applied 12,000 jobs, which says we are hiring someone from outside the United States. how can you be able to get the job? The problem is, don't apply a job which doesn't say that this job is for everyone. It has to say this job, they can sponsor you. Because if you apply for any job, they will give you a job, but you don't have work permit. A company must go and get clearance from the government to hire the foreigner direct outside the United States. So for me, I have to find a job. If I'm the one applying for a job or is a PhD holder, it has to say, if you are going to apply for teaching position, let's say molecular biology, does the university say will offer sponsorship for this person? If the university hasn't decided they are going to give sponsorship, don't waste your time to apply, because it's not a sponsorship visa. So that is something you need to do that way. So that is what you need to do. You must make sure that you are going to find a way to apply jobs which clearly says you can get the sponsorship. But if you're a PhD holder, the best way you can use, there are the following ways. Number one, you can apply for those jobs if they say they have sponsorship. But number two will be go and apply for postdoctoral programs. But because in the US, postdoctoral programs is like a job, because those ones, they allow people from everywhere to apply. So apply for postdoctoral programs. And once you arrive here under postdoctoral program, you also apply the EB, employment-based visa, based on your education, because you are a PhD holder and you are postdoc. It'll be easier to get other sponsorship, or you can get green card through EB processes in that way. I'll apply for postdoctoral program, and I will apply for work, but unless otherwise it says they're going to sponsor you, that will be something like that way. Okay, let's go to another question. Someone was asking about community college, if they have scholarships. Okay, someone is asking about inbox. If you want to contact me, send me the email. Don't send me on DM on Instagram or on Facebook. Please send me the email. Send the email ebm@ebm scholars, because I cannot, because let me be honest with you. Let me show you something. Send me the email. Send the email at ebm@ebm scholars, because I cannot be able to answer all the questions through through what I cannot be able to answer, because let me show you what I mean. If you go to groups, there is two groups, for instance, on Facebook. One has 120,000 people, another 117,000. Facebook page has 100,000. Two Instagram accounts, each one has over 35,000 followers. Then I have Twitter. Per day, just in those particular areas, I get over 5,000 messages. There are comments on Facebook, on YouTube. I cannot do all those kind of things. So what I've decided is, just if everything would be better to focus on one place. That's why I give the email to do that way. So that is something you need to know. Okay. Are you able to hear me? Because someone says my voice, you cannot be able to hear me. Do community colleges have scholarships? Do community colleges provide scholarships? No. Community colleges are owned by the state, and they don't have scholarships. they have very affordable fees, tuition and fees. There are some tuition fees, living expenses can be 12,000, 15,000. So they don't have scholarships. If you are a green card holder, there are grants from the state level or even federal, whatever, can be able to get it. So those are some of the things we'll be able to pay attention that way. So no, they most of the community colleges, they don't offer scholarships. But if you have very good results, you can apply for scholarships for bachelor's degree when you go to apply, and you go indirectly to apply for first year, the 4-year university. They have scholarships for that, but you must have very good results for that. Can I apply for the DV lottery and the school at the same time? Yes, you can do that. You can do that, and that is what I'm trying to encourage people to do. Apply for the green card lottery and continue with your life. Apply for green card lottery and continue with your own life. Meaning, if you have a bachelor degree, you want to apply for masters, apply for masters. But don't apply green card lottery and stop everything, and every day your job is to pray to God. No. If you are looking for visiting, continue with your visiting. If you are looking for another opportunity in Canada, another opportunity in Switzerland, continue with your life. While at the same time, you apply for what? For the green card. So the life should continue. If you are working, continue working. If you have been looking for conference, continue with the conference. In case you win and you're already here in the US, you will process everything while you are here. But don't stop everything just because you are waiting for the green card lottery results. No. Ahmed is asking, I have 14 years of study. I have 2 years study after that, and after 3 years of high school, something like that. So for green card lottery application, you are good. You have more than 12 years of schooling after high school, blah, blah, blah. That's good. But if you are looking for scholarships, it will depend on the results, first of all. So that is something you need to know, that you can do that. You can apply and be able to do that. But if you win the green card lottery, that one will help you to get the visa without a problem. There is a question which is frequently asked. I don't have high school, but accounting diploma. Can I use university education if I'm first year? If you are at the university right now, you select some university courses. If you are studying bachelor degree, you go to the application and select some university courses. You come here. Let's say you finish high school, or you finish a certain level, but you didn't go, you went to diploma, you studied certificate diploma, then you were at the university. You didn't go direct to the high school. You went through certificate diploma, then university. Currently, because you are first year or second year, you will select some university courses. You will select this one, because currently you are at the university as a student, meaning you'll be able, you are university, and you'll qualify based on that. But let's say you are at the university, you finish, you didn't go to high school, you want to do certificate, you have a diploma, still that is not high school. Obviously, when you win, you select high school, no degree. But when you win, you have to get good work experience. If you didn't go to the university and you have a diploma, you didn't go to high school. So you have to be careful with those, what we're going to select. Please, sir, can you help me to apply for the DV next month? Yes, I've explained the ways on how you can be able to do that well. Can I transfer to a US university from my home country? Yes and no. The no part is, for me, I would advise you, apply. If you apply for a bachelor degree, apply for a bachelor degree. Once you come here, you can take your transcript, go to do evaluation, and then ask the university to transfer some of the courses. They can do that. But don't apply directly as a transfer. Because if you apply directly for a transfer, the course you are studying there, because you are studying sociology, will be different courses. Someone doing Bachelor of Sociology here. Not every course you are studying in your country, they're exactly the same course here. Because when you transfer, it has to be compatible. So for the US, it is easier to transfer from one to another university within the US because they use similar type of education. And even here, you cannot transfer all the courses. But to transfer from one country to another, there are so many evaluations. They have to know the quality of that course. They do all those kind of things. But to apply that as a transfer, I will not advise you that way. Because most of the time when they talk about transfer students, they are referring more as students who are within here. So that is what I will be able to advise you in that particular way. The question is, please advise on the hosting process when a person does not have anyone to host them, and does the EBM scholars assist in hosting at a fee? Number one is, what I will try to explain is this way. I know it is difficult because majority of people don't have friends or have relatives who are in a position to host them. Not all have that kind of access. So you can win the DV lottery, and at the same time, the challenge is, where are you going to stay? So that is a challenge. I made a video about different ways you can use to find a host. Some of the ways I said you can try to find, if there are some groups on Facebook for people from your own country or your own city, or WhatsApp groups you can find if there are someone, whatever. So there are ways you can try to find. Go through the church, go through your mosque if you want. You might try to get lucky, someone can be able to help. At the moment, I don't have the hosting services. I can help one person here and there. But the goal possible by the end of this year, I want to rent apartment, because it's not advisable to bring so many people to come to stay at my house. No. So I have to find the apartment somewhere where, yes, for a certain fee, someone will be able to come, pick from the airport, bring the person there, make sure they have the social, make sure that they have the initial starting life here in America in that particular way. So that is one of the way you can be able or to be in a position to get where to start. And I usually tell people, just in case you get a person to host you, don't expect that person to know things like me, for instance, because not every person is investing their knowledge about green card, about how to start the life as an immigrant. Someone can be there, unless as you ask the question, they do not know how to do this, how to go about this, how to go. So if someone is going to host you, remember the person is just a place to stay. Because I've seen so many comments some people, they say, so and so is a bad host. I understand there's some people that have bad experience with their host, but biggest problem usually is when you go to get someone as a hosting you, you don't have expectation to talk about it before. So you assume, I'm going to start this person will find me a job, this person will cook food for me, this person will do 1, 2, 3, 4. That is your assumption. And the person maybe is hosting you is assuming, oh, this person is coming to start me, will help to babysit my children, will help me clean the house, will help me this one. So both you have wrong expectation, but you didn't talk in person to agree what will I be doing. Will I be able to pay, or I'm not paying? Am I staying for free, or I'm going to contribute? So all those things you have to negotiate, you have to talk before, so that you can have a good experience. Not like assuming, oh, I'm going to say this person, when I get a job, should take me to the work, drive me there. No. So to avoid unnecessary those expectations, better to discuss in advance. If I come to stay at your place, what are your responsibility? What are my responsibilities? That will be able to do that. But on my end at the moment, as a service, for paid service, it will be after, maybe I will know by December when I will be able to do that. But I'm looking for apartment which is not far from where I live, because there are so many jobs around here that will be able to help in one way or another. Kravis Frank say, EBM scholars, how are you doing today, my brother? I'm doing well. Just, yeah, exhausted, trying to catch up with everything, getting a lot of emails and everything that way. Isaac Kamau is asking, due to financial difficulty as a DV winner, can I come alone, then join the military, and then petition for my family to join me? Yes, you are allowed to do that. But remember, make sure when you apply for the DV lottery, you have to include your family, your spouse and children. You have to include them as the winner. I mean, when you apply for the DV lottery, I encourage you people to do that. Make sure that if taking the photo of your child, make sure that the photos of your spouse and your children and yourself meet all the requirements which are supposed to be that way. Is it compulsory to have a test of English proficiency for all universities in the US? This is a question from Nimale. Yes and no. Not all universities have a requirement, a mandatory requirement for you to take the English proficiency test. Some universities, they say in the US, it's not a must. There is exemption. Some, they say, if you're coming from these countries, you don't need to. Some, they say, if you have C in English in junior high school or high school, you don't need to take. Some, they say, if you studied in English, either high school or university, you don't need to take that one. Some, they say, some of the universities, they say, you can ask for exemption, or we'll allow you to come here and we'll see how you are doing, and you have to take the test while you are here or sitting in class. Some, they will say, we don't care as long as your native language is not English. You are not a British, you are not American here, born and raised here, you're not from New Zealand, or you're not from UK. You must take it. There are some they don't care. So it depends university over university. And also there is a difference between when you are applying to pay on your own, you have more options. Some of the universities, they are more relaxed on that, versus if you are applying for scholarship. On scholarship, they might be more strict compared to if you are applying on your own when it comes to English proficiency requirement. Remember, in the US, in addition to English proficiency, they have other exams. They have SAT exam and ACT exam for the bachelor degree. For graduate, there is GMAT, GRE, MCAT, LSAT, all those kind of exam. GRE is graduate record exam for non-management programs for graduate. GMAT is graduate management admission test. LSAT is for the lawyers, law school. MCAT is for the doctors, those kind of things. So in addition to the English test, there are other tests here. EBM scholars, I wanted to talk to you, please, because I have my girlfriend in the US. I want to go there, please. What you can do, if you go, there are two ways. You can go and email to ask you for what we say, like you can create the, if there are someone who say, you can get the answers from here, but if someone wants to have a specific conversation, specific things which are private, someone has to book appointment. And to book appointment, there are two ways to book appointment. If you go to my website, you come here and click book appointment. Click book appointment. There are two ways to book appointment. Number one, you come direct and select here. You want 30 minutes or you want 1 hour. You select the time you want, and then you go and pay for that. So that is one way you can do. You can go there next and you pay. So 30 minutes is $30. 1 hour is $50. So you can choose that one. Or you can click here direct and pay for 30 minutes and email us. You can do that. Or for someone who's in Tanzania or Kenya, there is a way to pay directly through other ways. But you can pay online and then book appointment. So if you book appointment, it will tell you, for instance, you come here, let me show you, you want to select 1 hour. The available date now it will be on Monday, for instance, like this date. So then you write here, then you go next. When you go next, it will give you the chance to pay. Let's say John. Let me give an example. You write your email. Let's say that's your email. Let me give you an example. 1 hour consultation on fiancé visa. I'm giving an example. Then if you go here, you write your card, and then you pay. That's all. Once you pay, it confirms the appointment, and it will give you the link where you can have the meeting with me. Okay, if I won the DV lottery, for example, the answers are out, I'm in the US, do I have to go back to Tanzania for interview, or will I do everything from here? You process everything while you are here. Amina Kapuya. You do everything while you are here. Make sure if you are in the US, you are not illegally, you are not out of status. If you are out of status, you will be denied the green card. Kravis Frank, please go to the, yeah. Do I need to have a passport to apply the DV lottery? Or rather, is the passport requirement in this DV lottery, DV 2025? No. The DV 2024 last year, passport was not a requirement, and the DV 2025 passport is not required. Original DV lottery application didn't require passport requirement of any kind. Around 2019, going to 2020, they introduced the passport requirement. So for 2 to 3 years, the passport was required. Last year, there was a court decision to remove that passport requirement because it was eliminating other people to apply, things of that nature. So for that particular case, now you can apply without a passport. Meaning, if you're the main applicant, make sure your spouse also applies. We don't require passport as a travel document. What is required is a passport photo. A photo which meets the requirement is required, but not a passport as a travel document to be required in that particular way. So be ready, make sure you apply, make sure your spouse also applies to be able to increase your chance of winning. There is another question. Thank you very much for the information and the guidance you are giving us always. Is it okay for me to include my children in the DV lottery application, even if I'm not traveling with them in case I win? So, the question in the form is the number of children you have. And the children we are talking about are the children under the age of 21, unmarried, those children must be either biological or stepchildren or legally adopted children. Doesn't matter whether you live with them in the same house, they live with their grandparents, or they live with their parents, whatever, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter whether you are coming with them or you're not coming with them. The question is the number of children. The question is not about the number of children who will be coming with you in the DV lottery if you win. No. If you go on the DV lottery application form, the question number 14 says the number of children. So if you say 0, means you don't have a child. If you say 1, it will open the place to put that child. The point is whether you are coming with them, whether you're not coming with them. The point, do you have children? Yes, put them there. If you're not coming with them, on the visa form, DS260, after winning, there will be a place where you put the child which you put on the DV lottery application. Then you will indicate that, are you coming with this child to America? You will say no. So you will not fill the separate DS260 for the child. So whether you are coming with the child in America or not coming, you have to add. The question is about the number of children. Whether you are coming with them, whether you're not coming with them, you must include them. And by including them, their photos must meet the requirements of the main applicant. If you go to the student, take a very nice photo, but the photo of your spouse or the photo of your children is just a photo which doesn't meet the requirements, you are going to lose. So make sure that the photo meets requirement. We have a few minutes to finish this live. Can I get a scholarship with IELTS results? Yes. But despite the results for the English proficiency, you need to have a very good GPA. You need to have a very good recommendation letters. You need to have very good essays. You need to have a very good work experience. So it's just a combination of so many things. When you fill the DS260, there is a question, and the question Gilbert is asking is, hello, sir. If you replied, no, I mean, you haven't replied my question. The question is asking, if you have taken the vaccinations according to the US law in the DS260, will you be denied the visa? Remember, you will be having medical exam. So that question, they ask, do you have the vaccination according to the US law? The answer is yes. Because in the medical, even if you say no, but in the medical exam, if you don't have those vaccinations, they will give you the vaccination. So you don't come in the US without the vaccination. So the answer usually is yes. So don't worry, the answer is yes. There is a question from Obeng Charles. Please, I want your contact because I need your paid service on the DV Lottery 2025. So the contact is email. You contact me through email, and the email is ebm@ebmscholars.com. ebm@ebmscholars.com. And again, if you go to the website, which is ebmscholars.com as a website, if you go to the EBM Scholars website and go and check the website, you'll be able to see the V photo editing service, the V lottery application services, and so forth. I encourage you to check my website. There are so many things over there. There are even courses about green card lottery form, which is a free course, everything to avoid the mistakes. You want about community college. So I'll be putting some of the courses over there. There are some just you contribute a small amount, like $5, but there are some there will be free courses for you to be able to get certain type of information. I have very few okay. Prince Abdul say you don't reply back when people email you. I reply, but when you send the email, it takes at least when you come to America, you understand. When you email any business, it takes at least 3 days to get your answer. Let me show you what I mean on daily basis. How many emails you get on daily basis? You get the emails sometimes. Let me show you. I don't want to show some people's email. I want just to show you how many emails I have, for instance, on daily basis. Just want to make sure that you understand. Let me show you. Look here. The inbox is 209 emails. 209 emails. I wake up in the morning, I get over 100 emails. Obviously, yes, I'm responding, but you have to respond with the time. It takes time. It's not like you wake up, boom, you just answer them. Some of the answers you have to research. But there are 200 emails. I have to respond. So that's how it is. You send the email, you get the answer. When answering the question, do you have children? If your children are over 21, no, you don't count. Let's say you have 2 children. One is above 21, one is below 21. You say you have 1 child. Thank you. Is passport requirement this time for the DV 2025? No, it's not. Passport is not required for DV 2025. Okay, I have very few, like 3 minutes left. Okay. Is it a challenge to have a high case number? Yes, it's a challenge. The question from Kong Samba. Hello, sir. What if I applied and included your children and you are selected, but you don't want to travel with them? Will they reduce your chances of the visas as an irresponsible father? No, they don't care. So once what you need to do, whether you want to go with your children or not, on the DV lottery, you have to add your children. Once you win, you will still On the DS260, you have children, you will put your children, the one you added them there in the original application. But do you want to go with them? Right now, say, no, I'm not going with them. There is no problem. They don't care. Even if you are married, you say, do you want to go with your husband right now? Say, no, I'm not coming with my husband. I'm not going with my wife. They don't care. They are not going to lose their chances because you don't want to come with your children. You don't want to come with your spouse. You will be denied the visa if you don't have high school, or you don't have 2 years of work experience, or you are a criminal. So they don't care. So those are the things people should know. They don't care. The visa you will be given based on the requirements to be given the visa, not on the perception that, oh, you don't want to go with your parents, your children. You don't want to go with your spouse. Maybe you are a bad father, you are a bad husband, you are a bad wife. No, they don't care. As a many applicants, what they care is you meet the qualification to be given the visa. There is a question. What website can one use to check the photo requirements? What website can one use to check the photo requirements? This is the government website. tsg.photo2.state.gov/photo. I'm posting on the comment here. You will see on the comment. You'll be able to see that one. So you choose the photo, and then you add that there, and then it will tell you if it's correct or not correct. So it tells you everything. It will tell you what is correct, what is not correct. You can see, for instance, like size and composition, this is correct, this is not. Like you see, like this, you can see up to shoulders, but this one you see just the head and the neck. This one is too like wearing glasses, but this is like a half photo, not like a passport. This one is you are on one side, like you see. So they tell you what are the example photos you see. These are the photos like you can see how they appear. The same way like how I was showing you on my on the photo when I edit. When I edit the photos, you see, photos is how they appear. This is how they appear. They have to have proportional. So if you wear a hijab, you see how, sorry, you see how you wear a hijab. No smiling, no happy face, no looking cool or up, whatever. No. No glasses. You see how you wear hijab, not this way, that way. This one is not a problem about dreads. It's like the dread you allow them to come on your face. There is no like, yeah, hijab you put in a wrong way, like halfway. No, that is not. And this is not like typical hijab. Like you see, like the shot, like exposure, whatever. So all those kind of things. You see the background. You don't put like trees, all of those kind of things. It has to be plain, not like kind of this. Quality, resolution. This one is not clear. Yeah. So those are some of the things like. So I put the on the comment there, the photo website. Haruna Osman is asking, please, if you are married but you don't have enough evidence to prove your marriage, can you apply as single and later file for your spouse to join you? First of all, the evidence is one. You are married, you have marriage certificate. That's number one. But if some people are married traditional, you can still be married. Once you win, you go and add the marriage certificate. Go and get the marriage certificate. There is no problem with that one. Yeah. So that is something we'll be able to do that way. So make sure that if you have a marriage certificate, you put that there. You say you are married. But if some people are married, but they don't have the marriage certificate, but they are married, meaning you can say you are married, but you don't have the marriage certificate. Once you win, you can go and get the marriage certificate. There is no problem with that. So don't worry at all. Make sure that if you are married, you are married. If you are single, you are single. But don't put your girlfriend or your boyfriend or your fiance and say you are married. No, they are not. You are not. Prince is saying, anyway, my message which I sent you was regarding to pay for you about the photo. Fill up application for me. Tell me how I can pay you regarding picture. I live in Bahrain. I will send you the email back. I will reply on your email. Don't worry. But on the website, there is you click. There is a to pay by a card direct. You can pay with a card direct on the website. Gamma is saying, this is my 10th time to apply for the reverse visa lottery. I'm so disappointed, bro. I feel you. I understand you. To encourage you, there is one guy from Rwanda. He applied over 12 times, I think, 10, 12 times. And not just applying. Each year is helping other people to apply for the DV lottery. And other people win. He didn't win for 11, 12 years. And then he won the DV for last year. So now he's in the US. There is another guy, the day I was doing the live show for the results. He's here. He applied 15 times, 15 years. 16th year, that's when he won. I understand how upsetting it is, but maybe this is the time to apply and win. The moment you stop applying, that means that you've already lost. So better to apply. What I tell people, apply and try not to focus everything about the lottery because you haven't won yet. This is one of the way that you do that. You just apply. Okay, let me find another way. My dream is to go there. What about, okay, now I'm in high school. Let me make sure that I get good results. Let me try to apply for scholarship. Let me find this one. I have a job. Let me find a way to also buy a land so that when I apply for visiting visa, I don't get these problems. So you can start looking for different ways to improve yourself. Those are things of that nature. But don't stop applying. Is there, this is a very good, this is a very interesting question from Ram is saying, Paria, is there, I mean, if there is a dimple, like someone with those, like they have dimples, or a stain on your face, is that photo suitable for the DV lottery application? The answer is yes. The answer is yes. The photo is suitable. The problem is for you, you have a dimple, you want to take it to the dimple. You have a little, like something like some people have, like even my face, like for instance, my face, you see, I have dark thing here, I have dark thing here, whatever. You want to remove like Photoshop, whatever. No, that is not me. If you take a picture, you have dark like this one, that's you. If you are Muslim, you have, it's called a Sigda. I don't know the proper religious name, I'm sorry. But let's say you have Sigda here, whatever that one, that's you. You don't need to start letting me remove this one. No, that's your face. If you go the people of Makonde in Tanzania or nearby Mozambique, they have those mark on your face, like they have like those mark, or like some of the tribe in Nigeria, they have a certain mark in their face. like they usually like they use a knife or something to put them. That's you. Don't do a Photoshop on those. So don't worry about that. You are good. So the photo will be correct. Don't worry about that. How long does it take for you to take your children to America if you are the DV winner and you didn't travel with the children on the first time? How long? So I'll give two situations. Number one, obviously, you apply the DV lottery with your children, but after winning, you don't want to come with your children right away. You say they'll come later. No problem. So you can do the following things. Number one, you can go together, do the interview, all get the visas on your hand. But you don't travel all together at once to come to America. So when you pay, when they give you the visa is going to expire after 6 months. So you can come you right away, start the life within 6 months before the visa expires. They can come to join you. That is one way. The second way is this way. You can say they can join you later. You can get the visa. But they must go to the visa interview before September 30th. So you can get your visa maybe on March. And then, for them, they can come, maybe they can go to the visa interview in August, for instance. And then when they get the visa, they have 6 months to travel to come. But if you do the visa and you go yourself, and they didn't do the interview, and the September 30th arrives, they didn't go to do the interview, their winners, like to come as DV winners, that chance disappears. It is over. What you will do, you can bring them anytime you want after that through another process called sponsorship. That sponsorship can take up to 2 years process. Does that make sense? If I'm in your situation, I usually tell, unless others there so little, but if the children are already in the school age, whatever you want to bring them, just go and do the application to everything together and come alone. Make sure they have the visa. Because the process later to bring them is more expensive than the current way. Sponsorship takes longer, takes more money than you come as a DV lottery winner. But if your husband and wife and you have children who are maybe they say 2 years, you don't want to come with them, I understand. But if they're already at the school age, like they are 5, they can go to kindergarten, let them study here. Bring them here. Just come with them right away. I know it is a struggle to start with, but it is worth it to start the life together. Give them the opportunity. Remember, life is not about you to come here. It's also about your children. That is the purpose we are here. Okay, already the time is up, everyone. Okay, I have to end up right now. So thank you each and everyone. I have to end right now. Let me answer the last question. The last question is from Eric Kamanzi. EBM, what if I'm going to marry in December 2023? When applying the DV2025 this October, what should I say? Should I say I'm married? And if not, after applying, then I win, or my wife wins, will I be able to apply to change on the DS260 as married? Yes. So the question is, on the day of application, if you are applying on October 10, October 11, on that day, are you married? If you say no, yes, you are not married. But if you get married next day after applying, there is no problem. So you apply because you're planning to get married in December. You are single on October. What if your fiancé, God forbid, dies before that time, or changes the mind and don't want to get married to you? You are not married. Even maybe 2 hours before, you are not married. Anything can happen. So when you go to apply, don't put the future date of marriage. You are not married. Once you win, you can add you are married at that time. There is no problem. So don't worry about that. But don't put the person you are not married to on the day of the application. It's just an assumption. Assume you have a child, one, and your wife is pregnant. How are you going to do? Are you going to take a picture for a pregnant baby? You can't. The baby is in the stomach. You can't. So you cannot count. But if it's born after the DV lottery, there is no problem. You will be able to do that. If you get married after, there is no problem. The problem is you are currently married and you are lying you are not married. That is a problem. And that is going to conclude the yeah. Yes, you must have a photo. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. This is very interesting. This is the first time I come across this question from Amina Kapuya. If I'm married to 2 men and each of them keeps me as a wife, is it acceptable? Amina, I don't know about which countries that you are from, but I believe this is a name from Tanzania or Kenya. In your country, is it allowed 2 men to marry 1 woman? I know most of the countries, men are allowed to have more women to get married. Muslims are allowed to do that. Some of the countries' constitution allowing to do that. But whatever the case, so let me answer like how it is. If you're married in your country, is legal. Don't go to 2 boyfriends and say that those are marriage. No. I'm talking about marriage because they want the marriage certificate from the government, from your country. So if you have that one, yes, each one will add you. Even let's say someone is married to 2 women. Each woman will apply and say, this is my husband, this is my husband. We'll do that. But that many applicant will not do 2 applications. You go, application 1 for this wife, application 2 for this wife. Yeah, so that is your answer, Amina. I had to answer that one because I said that was the last question, but that was an interesting question to ask. I made a video about when one man marries to 2, 3 women based on the regional tradition and other things. I've never talked about the other side. If one woman is married to 2 men, but it has to be a legal marriage in that particular way. Yeah. I'm a single mother of 2. Is it a must to have birth certificates of children during visa interview? And I'm not immigrating with them. From Alice. Number 1, if you are not traveling with those children, they're not going to the interview at all. They're not going to the US embassy. So you don't need their birth certificate. You don't need them to appear in the embassy. They have nothing to be business to be in the embassy. But in the DV lottery, even if you're not traveling with those children, you're not planning, you have to add the question, do you have children? You have to put them and their pictures and their information. You have to do that. But on the visa, if you say you are married, you're not coming with your husband, you're not coming with your wife, they're not allowed even to enter at the embassy because they don't have the interview scheduled for them at the embassy. So they're not even allowed to go to the embassy. They are not needed them. And if you are a single mother or a single father, you don't need a letter of the father of the children, so that you can be given the visa. To be given the visa, they'll give you the visa. But traveling, it can depend country to country, whatever. But it's better to have a letter to be allowing you to travel with those children. But yeah, that is something you need to make sure that you understand. If you win a DV lottery, is it possible to travel without a passport? That is from Ellie, the question. No, you can't. Where are they going to post the visa? The visa has to be posted on travel document, which is a passport. The only exception will be for refugees. They will use their refugee travel document, and the embassy will be able to coordinate with the travel refugee document from the UNHCR, UN, whatever. They'll do that kind of things. But you cannot travel without the passport. No, you can't. There are situations for refugees, but any other person, you must have a passport to travel. You must, on the application for the DV lottery, you don't need to have a passport. But once you win, even 1 day old child must have a passport to be allowed to get the visa and travel to go where you're supposed to go. So make sure that you understand that is one among the expenses you need to have, is to make sure that you have the passport for you to be able to process the visa and come here. You cannot travel. You cannot get into the plane. You cannot be able to have. No, you can't completely. So that concludes the live. What I want to do for those who are here, please make sure that if you have Android phone, make sure that you go and download the EBM Scholars app on Android. So many things I'll be posting this October, and in November and December, other opportunities, other chances for you to go and apply on your own. So make sure that you go and do that kind of the application. Go and download the application, Android app, for you to be able to do that one. So thank you each and everyone. And I wish you all the best for you to be able to check the opportunities app and other things for you to be able to do that. I'll be doing a lot of live stream in the coming days for you to be able to utilize these opportunities in general. And for that, I'll be going to leave you with the advertisement for the app. But don't forget to go to the website, which is ebmschools.com.